chartering operations and port concessions management. She is a decision-making executive who always seeks to overcome challenges, be accountable and resilient, performing her duties in a transparent and honest way. So now let's welcome Professor Sandra Azanda to present her speech. Welcome.
Hello, good day. Thank you very much for the invitation to participate in this event. I'm going to share my presentation. So the Ecuadorian, I'm going to talk about the Ecuadorian road to carbon neutralization and green shipping. This presentation is divided in three main points. We have the Ecuadorian seaborne trade, then we have Ecuadorian port system, and finally we have carbon neutralization program here in Ecuador. I would like first to introduce my country. Ecuador is located in the northwestern of South America. It is one of the most environmentally diverse countries in the world. It has an area of 256,700 square kilometers, including Galapagos Island, and it has a population of 80 million people. We have as a main export products, in this case, we are not including oil. We have shrimp in the first place, then we have banana. We have also concentrate of lead and copper. We have processed fish, tuna in this case. Also, we have cut flowers, natural cut flowers, and we have also cocoa. Our main countries of destination of non-oil export. This is for this year, 2022. Until July. We have in the first place China with 97%. That means 3,422 millions. Then we have the United States with 60% with 2,050 millions. Then we have European Union with 6%. With 2,295 millions. And then we have Colombia with 29% with 544 millions. And also we have let me see, Russia with 529 millions. Then main countries of origin of non-oil imports also for this year 2022 until July. We have China in the first place with 3,439 millions. Then we have United States with 1,741 millions. After that, we have European Union with 1,500 millions. And then Colombia with 1,108 million. And finally, Brazil with 709 millions. We have, I have here a small chart in order to show our export versus import. As you can see, on the year 2021, we have more than 6 millions of export. And then in 2021 also, but in imports, we have more than 23 millions of import. Now I'm going to talk about our second point of maritime and port system in Ecuador. We have maritime cluster organization. The port and maritime system contemplate the participation of a number of processes, but it represents also a high level or is important for international trade. We have more than 1,000 maritime port operators that participate in the system. And here in this case, we have included in this graph in order to present the composition of our maritime cluster. As you can see, most of these correspond to the fishing sector with yellow, and then we have with green, we have the port sector, and then followed by international and cabotage maritime transport with blue and red color. Regarding our port system, it's important to tell you that in this case we have 4 main ports. We have Port of Esmeralda, Port of Manta, Port of Guayaquil, and Port of Puerto Bolívar. Also, we have private terminals ports, and we have around 10 private terminals. Then we have one river port in the Amazon, and we also have 3 oil terminals. Our port system, it has 4 major international ports serving all international trade in Ecuador, of which 3 have delegated their port service to international operators, such as ICTSI, DP World, Gilport, and Agunza. And it has 3 oil terminals that serve hydrocarbon loading and unloading operation. And it has a rubber terminal in the Amazon, as I said before, and I have 10 international private port terminals. Also, it has around 100 port facilities in total. Our port terminals have our main port terminals. They are delegate their port service to international port operators. In this case, we have in the Port of Guayaquil, we have delegate the port service to DP World, to ICTs, SIs, and the Puerto. And in other ports, in Port of Manta, they have delegated their service to Agunza, and Puerto Bolívar, they have delegated to port service to Gilport. And it's important to mention that most of these international operators are in the top 10 of port operators in the world. Now we have the international maritime traffic at Ecuadorian ports. As you can see here, we have the main terminals or the main ports. We have a total of 3,582 arrivals in the year 2021. If you can see here, we have Port of Guayaquil with more of 60% of the total arrivals between private port terminals and public port terminals. Port of Guayaquil is also our main port in Ecuador. Is known as our gateway for all the international trade, for all the Ecuadorian international trade. Now we have cargo handled in 2021 in metric tons. As you can see also, Port of Guayaquil has around 60% of participation in Ecuadorian cargo between public and private terminals. Guayaquil is known as a gateway for Ecuadorian foreign trade. Regarding Guayaquil public delegate terminals, all have participated in zero carbon programs. We have in this chart more than 50 millions of tons that our port system handled during last year. Now we have regarding containers handled during 2021 in TIOs. We have Port of Guayaquil as a major participation in TIOs. It has 4 container terminals, 2 public and 2 private. And Port of Guayaquil is in the 7th position at the Latin America and Caribbean ports. In the numbers, we have in total around 2,490,950 total TUs that were handled in 2021. Now we have a ranking of ports in the regions. Main ports in Latin America and the Caribbean. Port of Guayaquil is in the position number 7 of a total of 100 ports approximately. This includes public and private terminals. This ranking is only for containerized cargo. In 2021, Port of Guayaquil handled more than 2 million TU. Now we have the last item of my presentation regarding carbon neutralization program in Ecuador. We are going to start first where it comes the program or the neutralization of carbon neutralization. Basically, for the Paris Agreement with the national determined contribution, what is known as NDC. National determined contribution are the heart of the Paris Agreement, and the achievement of these long-term goals. The MDC embody efforts by each country to reduce national emissions and adapt to the impacts of climate change. The Paris Agreement requires each party to prepare, communicate, and maintain successive nationally determined contribution that intends to achieve. Parties shall pursue domestic mitigation measures with the aim of achieving the objective of such contributions. Now we have a national strategy for climate change. In Ecuador, we have our national strategy that has 2 main pillars: adaptation and mitigation. Adaptation, it means like an indicator of vulnerability, and they seek to reduce vulnerability and the risk of climate change. And also, national adaptation plan. They are preparing a national adaptation plan for climate change. Then there are adaptation measures and financing mechanisms. Then we have, by other side, mitigation green. That means greenhouse gas emissions. Regarding mitigation, we have also mitigation actions, measures, and financing mechanisms. They seeking the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and decarbonation plan. That means the Ecuador zero carbon program. What is the Ecuador Carbon Zero Program? It is a set of political instruments that promote recognition of companies that measure, reduce, and offset their carbon footprint with international validated methods, and encourage compensation actions to be oriented towards projects that conserve, restore, and generate reduction in greenhouse gas emission in Ecuador. So, which are the main players of this program? We have a national lead that is the Ministry of Environment, Water, and Ecological Transition. So, there are also another players like proposing companies, compensation implementers, and conformity assessment organizations. Now we have carbon footprint measure pathway. In this case, our plan have two measuring pathways, organizational and by products. For example, the company that or the organization that wants to participate in this program can choose the organizational way or by product. By product have also three ways, that being good, service, or event. Now we have the execution process. In this case, we have here first, in order to just quantify the carbon footprint, we have inventory that are ISO norms. And also in the second, we have, in order to know how to calculate these carbon footprints. In this case, for example, for ISO norms, there are just in order to quantify, to calculate how to calculate inventory. So after a company or organization that wants to participate in the program have to follow these two norms, ISO and greenhouse gas protocol. ISO, then we have this, we have also local organizations that cover these norms for local organizations, for local companies. So we have INEN, and we have also service of accreditation of Servicio Acreditación Ecuatoriano. These are the institutions that represent where the ISO norms can be also obtained. After that, we have 6 companies that verified that this calculation is in order to organizational compliance. In this case, we have SGS and another Bureau Veritas also. and other companies that are participating, like institution for verify the calculations. Now we have, after that, we have the example of the terminals that are working in the program, in the zero carbon program. In this case, we have our main terminal, our main container terminal that is operated by ICTSI, International Container Terminal Service. They started the program in 2018 with a local company named Sambito. After that, after 2 years, in 2020, they obtained the international certification as carbon neutral with 2 Rhineland, Germany company. This is a Germany company that verified all the process, all the verifications, the process that this terminal has followed to obtain the neutral carbon. This terminal, they have also a certification ISO 1464, and they have a reduction of the 49 carbon consumption plus a compensation project. That means achieving a carbon neutral operation. We have another 2 examples here. We have a DP World Posorja and the Puerto Guayaquil S.A. They are just beginning. In this case, DP World Posorja, they just signed an adherence to the United Nations Global Impact, and they are becoming part of this Ecuadorian program of neutralization carbon program. In order to continue with its value contribution with the actions and protections of and care of the environment, among these is implemented planting project of 100 hectares of mangrove called Sembrando Vida. And in Puerto, another terminal in Guayaquil, last month have obtained the certificate of quantification of carbon footprint by the Ministry of Environment, Water and Ecological Transition. Now we have the conclusions. Ecuador launched its zero carbon program in May 2022, but it has been working on it since 2019. At the moment, it's a voluntary program. It's not compulsory, so the companies or the institution that wants to participate is just in a way that voluntary, no compulsory. To have a program for the global decarbonization project, it helps us to make efforts. However, being a voluntary program, we must recognize that it will take some time to complete. In addition to the zero carbon plan, the market indirectly stimulate participation in this decarbonization process. What I mean with this, for example, our terminals, they see the need to participate in this program because their clients are asking for companies that have also certificates or some interactions with this process of carbon neutralization. So in some way, the market is moving to this change. We know what is required. It means new fuels, new ship, new ways of operating. And we also know that we need to collaboration across the maritime value chain. However, knowing where we want to go and getting there are challenges of vastly different degree. What I mean with this, that we have a wide range of operators that are participating in this process, in this carbon neutralization. It is a whole challenge to get that the value change or all the players have the same intention to participate now. So it's more than an intention. It has to be in some way by a local regulation also, that we have to get the players, all the players that are participating in the transport, in the maritime transport system or port system, all the players to get involved in this process. We need to accelerate the conversion of idea into practical solutions by creating a cross-value change coalition of the action-oriented leaders. Industry understand the pressing need to act. Okay, that is all for my presentation. Thank you very much. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn on my microphone. And thank you very much for your impressive speech. And we've learned that Ecuador has made great efforts to the sustainable development, especially in the maritime sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now all the academic speeches of our forum comes to the end. And so I will propose that let's thank you again for all the speakers for their speech, for their excellent and experienced speech for us. Thank you. Okay, so if you have any questions to Professor Sandra, and we have time, we can have a short question and answer session. Any questions? Yes. Okay. Maybe we don't have questions today, Professor. But for Chinese, we really very impressive for the shrimp from the Ecuador. It's on the every table in our families. Very famous here.
Right. Yeah, this sector it has a very important growth on the last year.
Yes.
For example, in the pandemic time,
exactly.
we saw that this sector has every day has increasingly their demand from shrimps, especially from China and then from the United States. But and now I think comparing 2020 or 2019, it has like 65% of growth, or in our export of shrimp export has grown in this percentage.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, thank you for your speech.
You're welcome. Thank you for your invitation. It's a pleasure for me to be part of this.
Yeah. Welcome to visit China, visit our university in the future, if possible.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. So at last, I still would like to close by thanking all the speakers, all the audience, especially to express our gratitude to our colleagues in the Pacific University of Ecuador. Thank you very much for Professor Julia and Ms. Maria Berlin for your grand support to us to make this forum so success. Thank you very much. And today, although the forum comes to an end, but I believe this academic week initiative will be a very good start for our future cooperation. So we are very much looking forward for our more tangible cooperation with you, with our friends. Okay, so Professor Julia, could you please share some words with us to close? Thank you. Hello, Professor Julia, are you here? Or Ms. Maria Berlin, are you here? Would you like to share some words with us?
Yes, maybe Maria Belén.
Okay, yeah, Julia.
No, he can speak, I think.
Okay, because our director, Professor Ma Mingfei, has another meeting today. I'm Amber from International Office of BMU. Okay, so how about Maria? Are you here?
Yes, I am here. I'm
okay,
sorry.
Thank you. Glad to see you again.
My microphone was muted.
Okay, but we can't see you.
Just give me a second. Here I am.
No hurries at all.
How are you?
Yes, we are good. Thank you.
Thank you too. It was really interesting. All we have learned these 4 days. I think it was a success, and I think that it helps a lot to create and make a better bond between Universidad del Pacífico and Dalian. So thank you so much for this time, for this opportunity, for all the things that you've done to make this possible. We are really, really grateful, and we all appreciate this experience that we have had through these 4 days.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Please send our best regards to your boss, to the director, and also to the president that wasn't able to be with us. But we know that he was one of the most interested that this event takes place. So thank you so much for them as well. And I hope that we can do this again very soon.
Yeah, best wishes to you all. And we really hope the pandemic could end soon, then we can meet in person in the near future.
Yes, of course. Let's hope that we can do that very soon.
Okay. Okay, that's all of today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, you too. Bye-bye. Thank you, Professor.
Bye.
Professor Julia. Bye-bye.
Happy Maritime Day.
Yeah. Yeah, you too. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.